already have been given those topics, means I might have some problems in in terms of delivering myself the way you delivered yourselves. And even I feel that the way some of you expressed yourself over the topics you got certainly, I might have some problems in terms of saying the same thing for me. So this is why I say that it is quite perfect. But before I conclude, I would like to say a few more words to you people, that the platform you are getting today, you will get so many platforms in future also. But you have to take that opportunity and you have to understand one thing, that when you speak English, whether you are making mistake grammatically, whether you are making any errors, it doesn't matter. The thing that matters whether you are able to express yourself or not. Whether it is in terms of like this rapid fire, or like virtual role play, or practical role play, or even phonic conversation, everywhere I would like to suggest you that whenever you have an opportunity to speak English in front of anyone, don't feel nervous for any thing. Even the best speakers make mistake. So don't think about the mistakes, just keep yourself in practice, and always remember one thing, that nothing changes overnight. It takes time. For everyone that who just starts practicing, you will have problems initially, but with timing everything gets solved. For me, if you think that for me, it was quite easy for me to be very good in spoken English. No, I'm not saying that I'm a good speaker, but I'm saying that at least I'm able to express myself. So it didn't happen overnight. It took time for me also to be whatever I am today. So means I want you the same way, that you also have to improve yourself the same way. Just you have to keep in your mind one thing, that that nothing happens in a shortcut. And always I say one thing, that whenever you people go to class, you just always get 1 hour, 1 hour 30 minutes maximum. And if I divide this time with the number of students, and in the batch you get 20 students, there are 20 students or 15 students, 30 students. So if I divide the number of students with the total number with the total time I continue the class, you will get to know that you get just 2 minutes or 3 minutes for your own performance. So now you say that every week, just if there are two classes in week, then you get only 6 minutes or 7 minutes for your practice in class. Now you say that how is it possible that 20 going to 7 you have time, and you get 6 minutes to 7 minutes for your own practice in that class. So how is it possible for you to improve in spoken English? Everyone is speaking Bengali, everyone is means even if you try to speak English in public place, it may be taken as a mistake. You have made a mistake that you are speaking English in public place, especially in our areas. So now you say that what would be the logic, that how can it be possible for us to get improvement? Now you say it honestly. So I am telling you one thing, that for that 6 minutes, for that 7 minutes, you have to be mad. You have to wait for the time that I will get my 3 minutes in the class, I will get my 5 minutes in the class, and you have to practice for that every day. Whenever you get your time for 3 minutes and 6 minutes, you just have to give your 100%, and you have to demand clappings after the performance is over. What I want to tell you, that for the athletes, for the people who are performing well, every sector, even the athletes gets 2 minutes time, 3 minutes time for their performance. But that time, this is perfectly for his time. He is mad for that. He waits for God for that entire year. He dedicates his time. He even forgets his own schedule. Even he comes out his comfort zone. You have to understand one thing, that nothing happens until you come out of your comfort zone. So nowadays, even in order to train people spoken English, I also face so many obstacles. Even means so many people don't understand the value of it. Means the way we are practicing this. But whenever people practically face problem, then they say, yes, I need to get myself admitted in any spoken English institute or to practice. So why is it? It's a daily process. You have to practice it on daily basis. If you think that First of all, I have to be very good in English grammar. I have to have good knowledge in English. Afterwards, I will practice, or after all, I will speak English. Then that day will never come to your life. You know, Monotosh is standing in just beside me. He also knows one thing, and we all know one thing, that there are so many knowledgeable teachers in English subject. The base is English. They are not able to speak English. Now you say that what is the use of that knowledge? The grammar and everything. So what I want to tell you that English communication is completely different thing. It's like swimming in a pond or swimming in a swimming pool. So you have to learn and you have to go forward. You have to learn, you have to go forward. This way you can only get development. You know, the thing that we do which is very effective for all of us, the technique we take in the class, the virtual role play or the rapid fire or even phonic conversation. Just blindly follow all these rules and wait for the next day. The topic you get today in the class, just you may not be able to execute that topic as per your expectation. You may have some problems in the time. You just perform the means as per your limit. But when you get back home, you just think about the topic. You write that down in your copybook and practice it 10 times, 12 times, 15 times, 100 times. The next day, when you will face that sort of situation, you will have no problem at all. Always remember one thing, practice makes a man perfect. You know, there comes the same thing again and again, that every moment you, even if you know English, even if you understand English, it is not possible for so many people to speak. Why? Because this is vocal exercise. We have to have the vocal exercise. Even if you don't speak excuse me, if you have no practice of saying sorry, excuse me, or like that, even when it is the situation demands you to speak those things, you won't be able to speak them. Even you won't be able to speak excuse me, sorry, or like that. So what I want to tell you, that you have to keep in mind one thing, that you people are associated with me, and you all know one thing, that I have that madness. I always say one thing, that you know, the person who is just standing beside me, he belongs to English honors, okay, and he is a very bright student. But as compared to that person, I am telling you honestly that I always say one thing honestly, and I confess one thing, that I had no honors in English. I am just a simple student like means so many others, just a number. Means I had no English honors background. I have never been to any spoken English institute to have a certificate. I have never been to any English medium school, any English medium school for my training. So, in spite of having all these parents, all these obstacles, I am able to speak English in front of you, and I am able to train you, all people, and speaking fluently without having any problem. So, you can take me as example that if sir can speak like that, in spite of having all these problems, so why is it impossible for us? You people, I think, are just means awesome. You people, the way you speak English, even for me it was quite tough. So, you have to just think yourself to be special ones whenever you have the time that you have to speak English. Don't feel any confusion in your mind. Don't keep any hesitation to speak English. Just continue. Honestly speaking, if you just speak to a foreigner, do you think that the foreigner will pick out your mistake? When you speak with a foreigner, will the foreigner pick out your mistake? No, he will not pick out your mistake. He or she will try to understand what you actually want to say. If you speak English to a customer care person, will that person try to pick out your mistake or errors, or try to solve your problem? You say. So you have to think the same way. But there are some negative-minded people who actually don't speak English, but they will pick out your mistake. For sure. Even if you speak the perfect ones, they will pick out your mistakes and say, not in front of you, but behind you. So ignore them. When you get to know that some people are talking about all these things, ignore them. I always say one thing, that be deaf to the people who have the negative thinking, negative thoughts are like that. You have to keep in mind one thing, just, I told you a story of frogs one day in the class. The story was like that. There was a competition made by the frogs. One day, frogs made a competition. Means the competition was like that. They will climb up a building. And the spectators were all the human beings. They were laughing. Oh my God, the frogs got mad. They are trying to climb up a building. How is it possible? Small hands, means a round-shaped body. How is it possible for a frog to climb up the building? And finally, the competition started, and they started climbing up the building. The frogs started climbing up the buildings, and the people were watching. And not only watching, they were smiling. The way they were just falling down from the building, one after another. When they were falling down, and they are just clapping and saying, look, I was saying that you will fall. Yes, he's falling. Finally, there was one frog who climbed up the top of the building. And when the frog finally climbed the top of the building, then in an interview, the next interview, when the frog was asked that what was the secret of your success, everybody fell from the building. Nobody was successful, but you climbed up the top of the building. Why? What is the secret? And then the frog answered, that means everyone who demotivated them, that words did not go to the ear of that frog. So be deaf to the negative minded people. Just keep yourself in practice all the time. Believe me, you people are special. And I really appreciate the way you come here and you spoke English. I always say that there will always be my stretching forward helping hand for you people to develop English communication, and side by side for your grammar as well. So just a few days ago I told you that I was so surprised to see that 80% of my students are developing. But practically 20% students are getting demotivated and feeling isolated and getting back home. So what would happen to those students? So they are coming. The problem is that they have no base at all. Their mind is like a white page. So they are coming to me with much expectation that I am going to sir, that means we will get something from sir and sir will help us. But previously I did not think like that way. But now I understand. These are the people, if they go back home, then there is no success of mine to be a trainer. So I have to be equally positive thinking for those students, the backbenchers also. So this is why you people know that I also created one particular group for those students who are weak in English. And every day, in spite of managing all my daily scheduled activities, even during the entire day, I do manage my official activities, and parallelly I manage all the training activities. And at the end of the day, when it is time for me to take rest, I don't take rest for those students because this is my duties. I do understand that when I saw Spiderman, okay, and did you see Spiderman? Did you see Tobey Maguire's Spiderman? Did you see that? Not Marvel pictures. In the last part of in the end of that movie, Spider-Man got an opportunity to meet with his girlfriend, and his girlfriend wanted to say that I love you so much. That time Spider-Man also wanted to say that yes, I also want to say you I love you. But he said this in his mind. But he consoled his mind and he said, and practically he said the thing that no, I'm just a good friend of you. I'm just your good friend. Whenever you need me, I will come, I will save you. But I can't love you. He wanted to say I love you, but he couldn't say. Why? The next dialogue, he clarifies the thing. The dialogue I still remember. When great powers comes, great responsibilities comes with that. So this is like, means, you have to understand one thing, that means when I get back home, being tired, being exhausted at night, this is the time to take rest for me. I don't take rest for those people who needs my help, and I stand by them so that they also feel secure, and when they get back, when they sleep, they'll say that sir invested a very valuable 2 hours for us to make us develop. Sir is always with us, and this is why I said nothing happens in a day, nothing happens overnight. We have to have madness for everything. Even one thing I'm just telling you practically, means nobody understands. Whenever you try to do anything exceptional, even you will not get support from the closest one of your family. I'm honestly speaking. They will take you as mad, they will take you as meaningless activities you are doing. But if you still feel that yes, I'm right, the thing I'm doing, I'm right, whatever the thing you may do, if you feel that you are right, you just go ahead. Don't waste your time. So, like APJ Abdul Kalam said, if you find yourself to be okay, just go on. Don't think about anything else. And this is how you will get the development. Always remember one thing, that yeah, obviously it's a very good thing to have a dream, but be mad for that dream. Okay? So, that I am going to conclude my speech. I don't know whether these words touch you or not, but the thing that matters for me is that whether one day I see you to be established and I knock the chamber of your door and I say, Madam, are you there? And I will open the door and I see that Pooja is there, Shomit is there, and say, sir, please come. Why are you saying like that? So that day I will feel myself to be successful. Okay, and this is why I always say that never lose hope and never be influenced by the demotivated people. So keep yourself practice. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming here. I just want to say one more thing before I conclude, that even that it was not essential for me to to make you come here in front of me or to just arranging all these things. Why I did this thing? Because I wanted to motivate you people. I wanted you to see you together. I wanted you to come here to perform. I wanted you to have a platform for that. And this is why I am here. I always say one thing, that there are so many speakers who are very good, who are even comparatively far more better than me in pronunciation, in other things and everything. But I have the faith in me to be a trainer of the area like this. I have that particular quality, and I am always trying to experiment over the techniques which will really help the students, like which people stay here. So this is how I would like to conclude you, and all the best wishes to your future. Thank you so much.